Welcome back. Join me in the classroom as we see the teacher integrating the skills, listening and speaking.
Hello class, today we're going to be talking about animals. But before we do, I'd like you to listen to some sounds and ask yourself the question, what kinds of sounds these are. All right? So, what kinds of sounds were those that you heard? Lisa, yes.
I would have to say those were sounds of wild animals.
Very good, wild animals. And next question would be, where do these wild animals live?
In the forest.
Okay, very good. And if they live in the forest, what other animals would be living in that forest too? Okay?
I think wolves would be also living in the forest.
Very good. Any other? Jello?
Tigers and leopards.
Yes, but can you say anything more about them?
Well, I know that they're both big and meat-eating and fierce cat-like animals.
Very good, Jello. But we have to name a few more before we pick out one which we're going to be discussing. So, any other wild animals? Bina?
Elephants.
Elephants?
Now, they are really big.
Okay, very good. Who else? Celine?
Gorillas are wild animals.
Okay, also. Two more at the back?
I think kangaroos.
Kangaroos too. And last, one more, Karina?
I think lions are wild animals as well.
Okay, so we've picked out a few animals, and the next question would be, you have to choose one for us to study. So which would it be?
I like tiger.
Tigers? All right. Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. Jello, you want?
Tiger.
Who votes for tigers? Vina, yours was?
Elephant.
Who votes for elephants? Elephants it is.
Which language skills were practiced in the classroom scenario just viewed? Listening and speaking. After asking the students to listen to animal sounds, the teacher made them talk about animals. Let's go back to the classroom.
Now that you've formed your groups, I'd like you to look at the questions on the board. These are the questions you'll have to bear in mind while you're brainstorming with your groups. And if you don't know all the answers, you may guess. Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
But before we do that, I'd like somebody to read all the questions so it's clear. Any volunteers? JP, stand up please.
How do elephants look?
Okay.
How much does an elephant weigh? Where do they live? What do they eat? What do you call the specialized front teeth of elephants? How many molar teeth do elephants have? What is probably the lifespan of elephants?
Thank you. So are the instructions clear?
Yes, miss.
Any questions?
None at the moment.
All right, proceed then.
How did you describe elephants?
Well, they're really, really huge, and you know their weight could crush you to death.
What do we call the front teeth of elephants?
Tusks. Elephant tusks.
Okay.
Do you know how valuable they are?
No, not really.
Well, those tusks, they're made of ivory.
And ivory is used in making lots of things.
What skills were integrated in the preceding lesson? Yes, speaking and writing. Speaking and listening when the students brainstormed on the answers to the questions, and writing when they wrote the answers to the teacher's prepared questions. Let us move on to the next phase of the lesson.
So now that you've finished your brainstorming, you've answered all the questions written on the board, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be giving out a text, a reading passage so that you can see and check your answers, but don't read until I give the signal. All right?
Yes,
so,
miss.
Down. 3 down, and pass to the back, please. So everybody has a copy? Face down first until I give the signal. Okay, don't start reading. Face down until I give the signal. Everybody, face down your paper. Ready? Read.
Description of an elephant. An elephant is a very large animal with two tusks, which are long curved teeth, and a trunk, which is the long nose, with which it can pick things up. Elephants live in the jungles. Jumbo-sized African elephants are the largest land mammals, weighing up to 6.5 tons. Their tusks are the longest teeth of any animal.
I'd like to go back to the questions on the board and find out how many you got correctly. All right? So, how many did you get correctly? Chrissy?
Miss, I was able to answer almost all correctly.
Oh, very good then. So let's have somebody else. Anne?
Only two, because I didn't know anything about them, except for where they live and what they ate.
Oh, all right. So what new information did you learn about the elephants?
That they had molars. I didn't even know, didn't even think they had molars.
Really? All right. So what else did you learn? Anybody else? Celine?
It was my first time to know that elephants had 24 molar teeth, which they used for graining food.
Okay, thank you. Very good. So what I'd like to do now is give you another activity, and I'd like to pair you off so that you can choose one animal which you would like to describe. Okay?
What skills were practiced in the lesson you have just seen? You are correct. Reading, speaking, and writing. First, the students did their research work in the library. They read books on the topic. Then students in pairs brainstormed, discussed, and wrote notes in answer to the questions asked about their choice of animals. For example, Group 1 has chosen the tamarao, Group 2 the Philippine eagle, Group 3 the giraffe. Then they will ask each other the guide questions. What does it eat? Where does it live? How many teeth does it have? And so on. At this point in the lesson, what skills have the students practiced so far? The students have practiced listening, speaking, reading, and writing. When we return, we will show you the final activity of the class. We'll be back shortly.